here today to consign the mortal remains of Millard Frymore, or whatever his name really was. I ain't really got a whole lot to say about Millard because he only arose amongst us 2 days ago and was promptly struck down by whatever deadly disease it was struck him down. We can only hope that whatever deadly disease it wasn't particularly contagious. And with that in mind, I suggest we all bow our heads in devout prayer. Heavenly Father, we hereby consign to your tender mercies all that remains. Get out! All that remains of one Millard Frymore. Origin unknown, cause of death unknown. And of considerable concern to those of us who have been thrown in contact with him during the last 2 days. Millard was struck down in what was evidently the prime of his life. In fact, he was took from us so fast he never even got a chance to unpack his suitcase. However, inasmuch as we were the last to know poor Millard here on earth, and insofar as we were all drawn to this God-forsaken country in search of a common goal, I'm certain you will agree with me when I say...
What is the matter with you?
Take a look.
Ain't you got any reverence for anything?
Gold.
What?
Therefore, I'd like to remind everyone we're here to consign the remains of Millard Frymore.
It's gold, Henry.
Gold?
Down there in the grave.
What? Let's get this coffin out of the way and have a look.
Oh, no, you don't. Get out of my gold mine. Get out of my gold mine.
It just doesn't seem possible that a town could get itself in this condition in the short time it's been in existence. Lynchings, gunfights, and that drunken revelry going on at Madame Moore's house 24 hours a day. I tell you, a decent woman is not safe on these streets.
Oh, I think the women are safe enough for the most part. I mean, we only got a couple of them much interest in anyone. Outside the dance hall girls, they're pretty good at handling themselves in the pinch.
They're in a ticklish situation.
Oh, well, now, this may be very funny to the members of the town council. But we mine owners haven't found anything to laugh about since we started in business.
We don't think it's funny, Tom. We just don't know what to do about it.
Maybe what we need is a new mayor and a town council that does know what to do about it.
Now, what kind of talk is that? We all know that the only reason I'm mayor and the others are councilmen is because nobody else wanted the jobs. And don't forget, Tom, we're all mine owners ourselves.
Well, do you enjoy giving 20% of everything you take out of the mines to the Danby family?
Why would we enjoy it?
Well, all right then. Let's do something about it.
What? You all know the situation. There's us here in Callender, and there's Galena where we've got to ship our gold, and there's the Danby Ranch halfway in between the two. The road even runs through their property.
All right, fine. Then we'll build the road around their property.
How? They own that whole valley.
Besides, if they don't get this 20%, they just hold up every stage that comes through and take all of it.
All right. But we've got to do something. Even if it means bringing troops in here.
Troops?
Troops?
What troops? From where? The nearest troops are 500 miles.
All right, then we recruit our own.
How? We can't even recruit enough dishwashers, so how are we going to recruit any troops?
Nobody wants to stop prospecting long enough to take a bath, let alone join an army.
It all happened so fast, we just ain't had a chance to really get organized yet.
And the Danbys are taking advantage of it.
There goes one of them now.
Which one is he?
Joe. Out of the father and three brothers, he's about the second toughest.
They all act like they own the place.
The way things are set up right now, they do. And it's going to stay that way. Till we can find ourselves a sheriff that doesn't turn tail and run the minute someone takes a shot at him.
Y'all saw it. And it was a fair fight. He drew first, so it was self-defense.
I told you, he drew first. Sure as anything. Well, you couldn't call that anything else but self-defense.
Well, it may have been a lot of things, but self-defense it wasn't. And he didn't draw first. You did.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, it's an old trick. You did it pretty well. Not real well, but pretty well. You feinted with your left shoulder, getting him to go for his gun while you were going...
How's it going?
Going well. That's that new guy energy.
Oh, he's back. That's the fourth fucking time he's done that.
Is he peeking and probing?
Speaking with serious intent to probe.
Alpha 2, we might have guys starting to move in our position.
Copy, we're getting a buildup of activity here too.
Yeah, I definitely see weapons at this point.
Yeah, we have definite massing.
Redman 08 is profane. We're seeing activity converging to your north and south.
This is Frogman 6 Romeo. We need evac at our last known position. We have severely wounded. Severely wounded. It's not you. It's me. Who is it? No, it's not. Who is it?
Copy, one word, punch 2. You coming to you or you coming to us? Stand by. We'll let you know when we're inbound. Come on. Let's move! Here's the plan. EA 5 minutes over. The scouts are gonna lead us out, and I'm bringing up the rear. Pop smoke. Smoke out. We are all coming back.
OP1, they are en route to you.
Eyes on me and only me. Anyone looked at you?
I'm fucked up.
2 minutes out! 2 minutes!
Where are you guys?
Look for the blood and the smoke! Multiple bad guys trying to get to our position. Inbound! Inbound! My cover! We have enemy on our building and all surrounding buildings.
Roger that. Stand by. Going hot.
Get ready. Let us get ahead.
I'm right down. 1, 2,
I'm Jonathan Lawson, here to tell you about life insurance through the Colonial Penn program. If you're age 50 to 85 and looking to buy life insurance on a fixed budget, remember the 3 Ps.
The 3 what?
The 3 Ps.
What are the 3 Ps?
The 3 Ps of life insurance on a fixed budget are price, price, and price. A price you can afford, a price that can't increase, and a price that fits your budget.
I'm 54 and was a smoker, but quit. What's my price?
You can get coverage for $9.95 a month.
I'm 65, retired, and take medications. What's my price?
Also $9.95 a month.
I just turned 80 and I'm on a fixed income. What's my price?
$9.95 a month for you too. If you're age 50 to 85, call now about the #1 most popular whole life insurance.
Right hand at the same time. It's an old Arizona trick, but I have seen it used as far north as Montana.
Are you calling me a liar?
Well, now you heard every word I said, and I didn't call you a liar. All I said was you feinted him into drawing with your left shoulder while you were going for your gun with the right hand.
So what?
You beat that poor man to the draw. He's dead and you're alive. That's the whole idea of the game, isn't it?
What's your name?
Jason McCullough. What's yours?
Joe Danby. And you had better remember it.
Oh, I'll remember it, Joe. That's about all I'm going to do the rest of my life is go around remembering your name.
The bread's on the table in front of you.
Thank you.
Oh! Why, you...
This what I am, a tasty home-cooked meal?
That's it, mister.
Charge $3 for this, huh?
That's what they call inflation. Sometimes it catches you right in between mouthfuls.
There really any gold in this town?
How long did it take you to get that?
Oh, yesterday afternoon. Good part this morning.
Where can a man find a place to sleep?
If you need a room, you can. Down at the end of the street, get a cot.
How much?
$20, 8-hour shift.
That man was willing to go to work, get himself a steak. How'd he go about it?
You don't want a job.
No. I figure the way prices are around here, I'm gonna go broke about 2:30 this afternoon.
Well, I got a bulletin board of that kind of stuff down at the assay office.
Oh, thank you.
Hold it!
Okay, go ahead on. too slippery.
What does that mean?
Well, nothing.
You look too clean to suit me.
You're gonna get me cleaned up too,
Hey, you the man I talked to about...
Which turn, mister?
About the job of sheriff?
You interested in the job of sheriff?
Well, maybe. How much does it pay?
Well, none of our sheriffs ever lived long enough to find out.
Look, boys, why don't you all go outside and watch the fight? The ladies, too. Very good fight out there. You can watch it, too, Sam. Okay, come on. Let's get out. Get moving. Come on. All right, let's go. I'm Ollie Perkins, the mayor here.
Jason McCullough.
Fred Johnson, Henry Jackson, Tom Debris. 3 of our original settlers, and Fred and Henry are members of the town council.
And I represent the mine owners.
Nice to meet you, gentlemen.
What that fellow said just a minute ago ain't strictly true. We've had 3 sheriffs the past 2 months, but only 2 of them got killed.
Oh, what about the other one?
Well, he quit kind of sudden-like. I don't think he had exactly the right kind of temperament for the position.
Well, you never have said anything about the pay.
Well, for the right kind of man, $150 a month.
Well, the spiraling prices you have around here, that only allow a man to eat and sleep about 8 days a month.
Job includes room and board.
And not at Emma's Tasty Food Emporium.
At my house, my daughter does the cooking.
Well, gentlemen, I think it's only fair to tell you that I'd only be interested in this job on a temporary basis.
Oh?
Well, you see, actually, I was on my way to Australia when I heard about your gold strike, and I decided to travel through here and see if I couldn't pick myself up a little steak.
What do you want to go to Australia for?
Well, it's the last of the frontier country. Thought I might like to do a little pioneering.
I thought this was frontier country and we was pioneers.
So did I.
Now, to get back to the sheriff's job, if I decide to take it, it'd have to be with the understanding that I get enough time off to do the prospecting I came here to do in the first place.
Well, yeah, you ain't said nothing yet about your qualifications for the job.
Oh, don't worry about that. If I take it, you'll be glad you got me.
Well, it ain't just a question of you taking the job. It's also a question of you being able to handle it.
Ollie, we ain't in much of a position to be choosy.
And him being willing to talk about it at all certainly shows the right attitude.
I don't care what it shows. I'm the mayor of this town. It's my responsibility to hire us a sheriff that's not only got qualifications, but that ain't gonna get himself killed the first time he sticks his nose out of the door.
Ollie, how long
We're going out. This is my chance.
There you are.
Well, what's your point, Mr. McCollum?
Well, no point. Just an exhibition of marksmanship. The bullet went through the hole in the center.
Yeah, well, maybe it did, maybe it didn't.
Oh, it did. You can take my word for it.
Yeah, well, I'd like to take your word, but... Would you mind doing it again, Mr. McCullough?
You want me to do it again?
If you don't mind.
Well, I already shot one hole in your roof.
That's all right. I hope you didn't take no offense at nothing I may have said earlier, sir.
No. Gentlemen, just to keep the record straight now, $150 a month for the room and board is fine, but I've got to do my prospecting because basically I'm on my way to Australia, and I wouldn't...
You just name your terms, mister. We'll rush to meet him.
Fine, as long as everything's straight. Is there some kind of badge that goes with this job?
Oh, you bet there is.
How do I start a savings habit?
How to start shaving a rabbit.
If you want a simpler way to build a habit, a BMO savings account can help. You get a cash reward every month you save.
This year's top prize goes to BMO.
I'm just in it for the saving. But it's nice to be recognized.
All right, Tom, your thoughts?
Yeah, well,
Tom. Step aside.
Who put these in, Tom? Only Duracell has power boost ingredients. That's why winners like Tom here only run on Duracell. Tom, are you okay? Why does everyone keep asking me that since the roast? I gotta go. Gronk's down again.
A little bent up.
Well, that must have saved the life of whoever was wearing it.
Well, it sure would have if it hadn't been for all them other bullets flying in from everywhere.
Gentlemen, do we have a jail here?
Do we have a jail? Brand new one with 2 cells that the whole community pitched in, built last month.
Just like a barn raising. Even the dance hall girl showed up, made sandwiches, and carried on like crazy.
It was designed to be practically escape-proof.
Yeah, good, because I think I'm going to have to throw a couple of people in it.
There's only one thing. This new jail has sure got everything.
Even a new stove with a coffee pot already on it.
The only thing it hasn't got is iron bars for the cells.
You're kidding.
Which we had to send away for them, and they ain't arrived yet.
But it's got everything else. It's got glass windows and brooms and kerosene lamps and you name it.
Just no bars for the cell.
That's right.
Well, all right, I'll think of something.
You ain't wanted for anything anywhere, are you, Mr. McCullough? Not that it matters, because we understand how them little things can happen.
No, I'm not wanted for anything anywhere.
The chance you was taking asking him a question like that? I'd have took offense and backed out of the whole deal.
I'm the mayor of this town, and I got responsibilities. The question had to be asked.
Mr. Mayor, if I could get 2 men on this pump over here, I think we can stop this thing in short order.
Sure thing, Sheriff. Give us a hand, will you?
All right, then. Let her go. A little more.
Break it up. Okay, cut it. What do you think you're trying to do?
Stopping a fight.
Who are you?
I'm the new sheriff.
Oh, we got a new sheriff. Let's see if he scares as easy as the last sheriff.
Now, I want all you people to quit disturbing the peace. Clean up this mess.
Yes, sir. Anything else?
You got a name?
Jake?
Jake, I want you to go into the Mint Saloon. There's a fella in there by the name of Joe Danby. You tell him I remember his name. He's under arrest for murder. I'll be in to pick him up in about 20 minutes.
You talking to me?
You hard of hearing?
You want me to tell Joe Danby that he's under arrest for murder? What are you going to do after he kills me?
Then I'll arrest him for both murders. Where's the jail?
Just follow me, Sheriff. You won't find a better jail for 200 miles.
That is, if you can find one at all.
Well, everything seems to be in order.
Our last sheriff was a good organizer. Yellow clear through, but a good organizer. We should be getting the bars in any day now.
Well, that ought to do it.
That ought to do what, Sheriff?
That ought to take care of it until we get the bars in. Well, I've got my bedroll and a few other things over at the stable. I'd like to go over and pick them up and then get settled in where I'm going to stay, if you don't mind.
Sure thing, Sheriff. I got a nice room for you at my house.
Well, good. Shall we get on over there, and then I better pick up that Danby fellow?
Sheriff, maybe there's something you better know about the Danbys.
You know, why bother the sheriff about that stuff now? He wants to get settled.
Yeah, but Fred...
Look, we can fill him in on the whole town after he's settled in on the job.
You coming, Mayor?
I'll be right with you, Sheriff. This is a little bit like murder. I hope you know that.
Now, just because we've lost 3 sheriffs don't mean we're going to lose 4.
Our luck is bound to change.
What about his luck? Rudy! I just pushed things over there, Sheriff.
All righty.
Rudy! I want you to meet my daughter, Sheriff. She's a good cook, mighty fine-looking girl. Takes after her dear departed mother.
Mother died, huh?
No, she just departed. Come on, Sheriff, I'll show you the parlor. That little organ there, that come all the way from Dusseldorf. Most of the furniture was shipped out through St. Louis and Chicago. This is my desk where I do my mayor work.
That's very nice.
I guess you could say this is about the finest house in town. Well, let me show you the dining room. That's where you'll be having your meals. Fruity, I want you to meet someone. This is the dining room.
You sure have a nice place here, Mayor.
Well, thank you, Sheriff. How about a drink?
Water, if you have some.
Water. Sure thing, Sheriff. We've got our pump right inside the kitchen.
Right inside the house, huh?
There's the pump right there. Sheriff, before you go down to arrest Joe Danby, a couple of things I guess you ought to know.
All right.
Well, the Danbys, there's 4 of them, father and 3 sons. They're all pretty tough customers.
Outlaw?
No, not exactly, but in many ways you might say they're like outlaws.
Well, how's that?
Well, they prefer to do pretty much as they like, and they get real nasty when anybody tries to stop them.
You mean you don't want me to arrest this boy?
No, I don't mean that at all. It's just that it's kind of a new idea. It takes a little bit of getting used to.
I stood right there in that saloon and watched him gun a man down in cold blood.
Oh, I believe you, Sheriff. I mean, it's just the kind of things you'd expect Joe to do. But are you sure it wasn't self-defense?
Not a chance.
I mean, sometimes them things happen so fast.
It didn't happen all that fast. Look, Mr. Perkins, you're the mayor of this town, and if you order me not to arrest this man, well, you're the boss. Of course, I'll have to give you this badge back, because that is no way to run a town, Mayor.
Oh, I agree with you, Sheriff. I couldn't agree with you more.
And furthermore, I'll expect all the law-abiding citizens of this community to back me up in this job.
Oh, they will, Sheriff. Well, maybe not all of them. Not right at first.
But, you see, it's like I told you. I'm just on my way to Australia.
You go right ahead and do what you think is best, Sheriff. I'd better go and alert everybody that...
Introducing the Big Board, the blueprint to your off-season. season. Be in charge for all the big moments as the GM. More realistic contracts and negotiations. Top free agents set the offseason pace, and big markets lead the charge. Fully updated defensive war to show just how valuable the best gloves in the game are. We've redefined how trades, prospects, and contracts come to life in MLB The Show 25.
Buddy, that we're all behind you, Sheriff. Don't give it another thought. You don't need any help with Joe Danby, do you?
No, I can handle it.
Oh, good, good.
You're the strangest girl I ever met.
Go away.
You always show this peculiar side of your nature, or am I just lucky my first day in town? I suppose you have some reason for sitting up there like that. And ordinarily, a girl doesn't get undressed, pour a bucket of water over her head, and then go climb a tree.
I'm warning you. Hi, Mrs. Danvers.
What in the world? Prudy, is this man bothering you?
Do you know this young lady, ma'am?
Why, of course. That's Prudy Perkins. She lives right here in this house.
Well, does she have any past history of strange behavior like this?
Why, no. Prudy's always been a sweet, normal, lovable. Of course, there were a couple times last year.
Oh, what happened last year?
Well, it wasn't really anything, but the annual town picnic, she got her hair caught in the ice cream freezer.
Well, I think we ought to be merciful and forget about this whole unfortunate incident, I mean. See, ma'am.
Sheriff, I didn't go down there and tell Joe like you asked.
Why not?
Because nobody's paying me to take chances like that. Anyway, you never know how that Joe's going to react.
Why should you worry about what Joe thinks?
Because he's mean, Sheriff, and he's nasty. He enjoys killing people. All them Danbys enjoy things like that.
You're faster, Joe.
Who says so?
I do. I've seen you both draw. You're faster than he is.
Supposing it's true, well, why should the matter ever come up?
Jake? How would you like the job as my deputy?
I'd hate it. Even if I lived through it, I'd hate it. Look, Sheriff, I don't know who talked you into taking this job or how much they're paying you, but you gotta believe me, it ain't enough. He's expecting you. Some of these other people told him you was coming.
I hear you're going to try and arrest me. You know, you don't look near as tough as some of them other sheriffs we've had lately. Particularly that old boy that done run off about an hour and a half after he took the job.
Joe, you just make me feel tired all over when you talk like that.
Now, what do you mean by that?
It's bad enough to have to kill a man without having to listen to a whole lot of stupid talk from him first. And remember, Joe, I've seen you draw.
All right, Sheriff, hold it. Now drop your gun belt.
Couldn't let him shoot you in the back.
Oh, you could have. Is this the kind of town you people want for yourselves? This kind of life you want to lead? I mean, 3 killings in one saloon alone, the sun hasn't even gone down yet. Any more of this foolishness, and I'm gonna close this place up tight.
Yes, sir. I wouldn't blame you a bit, sir.
Pick it up, Joe. Come on, pick it up.
I'm gonna get you for this, Jake.
Well, you are the toughest talking blowhard I ever heard. You might as well come on, whether you like it or not. We're on the same side now. Oh,
Take it easy, boys. Me and the sheriff takes the dim view of show-offs with guns.
Remember what the sheriff said. No more shooting till the sun goes down.
Is that what he said?
That's close enough, brother. Drinks are on the house.
Jake, why don't you look around the desk there and see if you can find yourself a deputy sheriff's badge?
I never said I was taking no job as a deputy. You're just trying to corner me into this thing, Sheriff.
Well, I'm a little surprised what's happening to me, too. You know, I was just riding through here on my way to Australia, and where do you think you're going?
Well, this is just plain dumb and stupid.
Are you calling the sheriff stupid?
Do I have to listen to him? He ain't nothing but the town character.
What is the town character? I'm now a deputy sheriff, and probably the second fastest gunner around here.
Did you hear that?
He probably is. And if he isn't, he will be after I've had a chance to work with him for a couple of days. Come on, Joe. Now, Joe, the cell on the right here is yours. We don't have any bars yet.
You're kidding.
That's what I said. But we're going to operate just as if the bars were there. Now, you stay on that side of the line, and everything should work out fine.
What?
While you're in this jail, you stay on that side of the line, and you and I will just get along fine.
You expect me to sit here in this lousy cell on that? What is that red stuff all over the floor there?
Oh, that's the poor fella that crossed the line earlier today. Well, now, Joe, you just stay right there and behave yourself. Maybe if you wanted something to read.
Read?
No, I guess you wouldn't. Sorry. Well, I see you found a badge.
Yeah. Now we're going to set out to clean up this town?
Yeah, I guess that's about it.
All by ourselves?
Well, not that we had turned down any help that was cheerfully offered.
Nobody's going to offer no help, cheerful or any other way.
I think you're probably right, Jake.
How much money am I making in this job?
Well, let's see. I'm the sheriff, and they're paying me $150 a month. Shall we put your salary at about half that, plus room and board? Plus all the ammunition you need to carry on the job. Of course, I haven't checked out your employment with the mayor and the town council yet.
Oh, you mean there's a chance they might turn me down?
No, I don't think so. No, I think their attitude is going to be, if we found somebody willing to take the job, don't rock the boat.
You can bet that's what their attitude's going to be. You ever been the sheriff of the town needing cleaning up before?
No, I haven't.
Ever been the sheriff of any kind of town?
No, not that either. But the mayor seemed to think that my qualifications suited the job perfectly.
Yeah, well, he'd have thought that if he was blind in both eyes and crippled in both legs.
I think you've got the situation pegged, Jake.
Want me to warm some coffee?
I never turned down a cup of coffee in my life.
How long you been out west?
About 4 years.
From where?
East.
I was raised up in Indiana.
Well, that could be either good or bad.
Them 4 years you've been out west, what you been doing?
Well, mostly, I've been on my way to Australia.
For 4 years?
Well, it takes some people a little longer than others.
What's in Australia?
Well, a lot of things. You'd be surprised. Any other questions, Jake?
Oh, there's
No, it's all right. If there's anything I want, it's a deputy who's at ease in his mind about everything.
Well, you ain't got one. I don't know where you're going to get one in this town either. Why Australia?
Well, you'd know if you'd ever read a book about it.
I never even seen a book about it.
Well, they got one up in the library in Chicago. If you're ever up that way, you ought to take a look at it.
They got pictures and everything. You know, they got some little people over there about like that. And they got a stick that when they throw it away, it comes right back at them. They got some animals over there. They got one that hops and will box you and carries things in its tummy. When you shot that friend of Joe's in the back, you fired 2 shots. I figure they went in, about that far apart, huh? That far apart, huh? Pretty slap shoot, Jake.
Well, I was in a hurry to save your life. I wasn't trying to group my shots.
If you'd have been standing 5 feet further away, you'd have missed him entirely. I'd say that's pretty pitiful showing, Jake. You see that the bottom male on the right?
Yeah? That's weird.
What's weird?
Anybody can shoot like that.
Oh, it's just a matter of practice.
Then how come nobody ever heard of you? I mean, a man that can shoot like you do and draw as fast as you can, you ain't got a reputation.
What would I want with a reputation? It's a good way to get yourself killed. You just go on practicing while I put Joe back in jail. Joe, I took the bullets out. You just won't play the game, will you? I keep laying down the rules and you don't pay any attention.
You just wait till my pa and 2 brothers find out that you got me in here, boy.
Oh, I'm looking forward to meeting your whole family.
Ain't bad enough that I had to be dragged out of that saloon in front of all my friends.
Oh, I doubt if you have all that many friends that you need to be upset, Joe.
But then I have to sit there in that lousy cell. Pa's gonna skin me alive for getting caught.
He won't mind you murdering that man. He just doesn't like for you to get caught, huh?
I didn't murder anybody. That was self-defense. It was him or me.
Well, we let the judge decide that. We do have a judge around here, don't we?
We never needed one till you come to town and ruined everything.
Spoiled all your fun, huh, Joe?
You say that again. Oh, that's funny. That's real funny.
I hope you ain't got no religious convictions against drinking, Sheriff.
Not since I gave up my parish. I'm only kidding, Mayor.
Oh.
Mayor, what about my deputy?
No problem. But I'm curious as to why you picked Jake.
Well, Jake backed me up when it really counted. I'd have to wait and find that out about another man. Then it might be too late. How about a judge?
Well, the need for one ain't exactly been felt up to now.
That's what Joe said.
But if I can't appoint one, who can? some show you put on at the saloon this afternoon. Kind of sobered up the whole town.
Well, that's good.
Maybe. Maybe not. It has been a lot of fun around here up to now. I mean, everything all kind of wide open and relaxed. Nobody looking down their noses at anybody who happened to shoot somebody else. Nobody poking their noses into nobody else's business without their getting their big noses blasted off in the process. I guess now that we got law and order, churches will start moving in.
Yeah, that's usually the next thing that happens.
And then the women will start forming committees and having bazaars. Then they'll chase Madam Moore's girls out of town or make them get married or something even worse. But what the hell, like you said, the law's the law and we all got to face up to it sometime.
When did I say that?
Well, you know what I mean.
Well, I was just a little short of money when you offered me this job.
But you didn't have to take it. I mean, there's dozens of other jobs around.
Well, don't worry about it. I'm not going to keep it too long. Remember, I just passing through on my way to Australia.
I'll drink to that. You was on fire, Prudy! Prudy, you was on fire!
Fire? Oh, I'm sick and tired of these stupid things that haven't happened to me. And somebody better do something about it soon.
Well, that's quite a daughter you got yourself there, Mr. Mayor.
I think she's crazy.
Now, why would you think a thing like that? I know why I'd think it.
She's had some terrible shocks this year. She got wealthy almost overnight. I think maybe it unhinged her a little bit. Then she was always kind of big for her age, and poverty hit her hard. That'll do it, you know.
I didn't know that.
Well, it will. As a disinterested stranger, how does she hit you?
Well, she...
I mean, you are disinterested, ain't you?
Oh, I think you could safely say that, yes.
She's a rich little old gal in her own name, Sheriff. Sole owner of the Millard Frymore Memorial Mining Company.
You mean, and whoever marries her gets the mine?
Shaft and all.
Yeah, well, that won't hurt her in certain circles, will it?
Well, I better fry us up something to eat.
No, thank you, Mayor. I better go down and relieve Jake. This is his first night on duty, you know.
You expecting trouble?
What do you think?
The Danbys. Some people think you could have waited a couple of days before you stuck your nose in the biggest hornet's nest we got.
Well, when you set out to clean up a mess, you don't just sit around and watch that mess get bigger and bigger.
I guess you know what you're doing, Sheriff.
I don't know what I could have said to give you that idea, Mayor. Poobert.
You ain't gonna stick to your plan of handling this all by yourself, are you, Pa?
Since when did it take more than one Danby to take care of a little thing like this?
You know what a tiger you are, Pa. You're just liable to go charging in there.
And then what?
Nothing. I didn't mean nothing.
You ain't got brains enough to mean nothing. Now you two go on in here and order yourselves a drink. And I'll be back with Joe before you can finish him. I believe you get one of my children in your jail here.
How dare you walk into my office and pull a gun on me?
Get your finger out of the end of my gun.
How dare you pull a gun on me?
I said take your finger out of the end of my gun.
Well, until I do, you better take your finger off that trigger and let the hammer down real slow.
That gun had gone off and had blown right up in the face.
Now, it wouldn't have done my finger a hell of a lot of good either, would it? What can I do for you, Mr. Danby?
My son Joe.
Well, it seems Joe murdered a man this afternoon.
The way I heard it, he killed a man in a fair gunfight.
I was standing right there.
You were standing right where?
In the saloon when Joe killed him.
Well, now that was real smart of him, wasn't it?
Well, I've been around Joe all afternoon, and I haven't seen him do one smart thing yet. Is there anything else?
Can I see him?
Well, why didn't you take that approach when you first came in? He's right in there.
I'm obliged to you.
Hi, Pa.
What is this? No bars in the window, no bars in the cell, no bars nowhere. What's keeping you in here?
That guy out there, he won't let me...
Drive home the car of your dreams in the $1 million Dream Drive giveaway. Saturdays through April, win a Land Rover Discovery or Range Rover Velar. Plus, 100 winners of $500 in free slot play. Only at Creighton Resort and Casino.
He won't let me move 2 inches without jumping down my throat. Besides, he lies to me about whether or not my gun is loaded.
He does what?
Look, are you going to get me out of here or not?
Never mind that. Who was it you killed?
I don't know his name. He was some bum in a saloon. Besides, he drew first. Well, are you going to believe me or are you going to believe that liar out there?
Why don't you shut up?
Oh, it wasn't anybody that we know. Oh, you always told me there wasn't a jail been built that could hold a Danby.
Well, now they built one.
Oh.
Yeah, you'll have to stay here for a couple of days.
Oh, we run this town.
I'm gonna throw in with that sheriff that you don't exactly dazzle nobody with your intelligence. Now you just sit tight here, till I've had a chance to think this thing out. Couldn't you at least done it when the sheriff wasn't looking?
He wasn't a sheriff when he done seen me do it. Hey, I didn't think of that before. That could be a loophole to help you get me out of here.
Now, don't you try to do nothing about this situation yourself. You just leave that to me and the boys. That's a lousy jail you got in there.
Well, we're just getting started.
What's he supposed to be?
Well, that's my deputy.
Why, last week he was shoveling horse. He was working in the stable.
Well, he's been promoted.
I'm going to find out what's happened to this town.
What did Danby want?
Oh, well, he just came in and we talked a while, and he went in to see Joe. And he came back out, and we talked a little more, and then he left. You know, he strikes me as being a lonely man.
Lonely? Danby? Why, he's a mean, no-good, low-down bushwhacker.
Well, now there, you see? No wonder he's lonely.
He stuck his finger in the end of your what?
Would you shut up? Everybody would be looking.
I don't really understand what happened, Paul. You said you had your gun on him and...
I ain't gonna sit here and explain it all over again now. I don't have to explain nothing to you two. Instead of sitting here asking a whole lot of stupid questions, why don't you come up with some helpful suggestions?
Why don't the three of us go over there together? I don't care if he is the fastest gun to ever hit anywhere.
Who says he's the fastest gun to ever hit anywhere?
Everybody. That's all they're talking about all over town. Besides, what could he do against three of them?
He could kill two of us.
You ain't talking like yourself, Paul. Yeah, it was always you charging in and us trying to hold you back. We ain't just gonna leave Joe in there to get hung, are we?
Well, of course we ain't. But who says we gotta take care of the sheriff ourselves?
Well, who says anybody's gonna take care of him? Why don't we just run him out of town like we did the last sheriff?
Because this one won't go.
He didn't throw a scare into you, did he, Paul? I didn't mean that the way it sounded. I didn't mean, did he throw a scare into you? I just meant, well, what did he do to you, Paul?
Yeah, he maybe made me a little more thoughtful. He maybe made me realize that now that we got a little money for the first time in our lives and You had a chance to get a whole lot more. This would be a dumb time to find out who's the fastest with a gun, us or some show-off that might be lucky even if he weren't good.
If we don't take care of him, who does?
Oh, there's always some tramp that's good with a gun that can be hired.
Yeah, but you always said that the Danbys fight their own battles.
Well, maybe I ought to talk about another branch of the family. Now, I'm going to take a little trip tomorrow, and I want you two to behave yourselves while I'm gone. I don't want nobody to make no martyr out of this here sheriff.
What's a martyr?
Oh, I'm sorry. They didn't use words like that in the 3rd grade, did they?
Well, how would I know? I didn't get that far.
Well, you remember when I was stuck all them years in the 2nd grade?
Shut up.
Sheriff? Can I talk to you a minute?
Sure, Miss Prudy.
Could we sit down?
Well, how can I be of service to you, Miss Prudy?
What?
How can I be of service to you?
What do you mean, service?
I don't think I mean anything by it. What do you think I mean?
Look, Sheriff, I'm just a dumb little old girl from a hick little old town in a jerkwater part of the country. What?
Nothing. You just said you were a dumb little old girl from a little old hick town, a jerkwater part.
I know
of
what
the...
I said. Well, all I wanted was to explain some of those stupid, silly things that you saw me doing today.
What stupid, silly things, Miss Prudy?
What stupid... Well, how about when I burned my dress off?
Well, that could happen to anyone.
Well, how about in the mud when I was trying to defend myself from that common pervert?
Well, that's just one of those things that any overstimulated girl might get herself caught into.
Well, how about up in the tree? Half naked, dripping wet.
Well, that one could take a little explanation.
Well, I guess it was just one of those days when everything seems to go wrong. Actually, every one of those ridiculous things that you saw happen has a perfectly simple explanation. Not that it matters, really. I just thought it was dumb to go around having such an attractive man thinking I was a hopeless loony.
Well, loony maybe, but hopeless. Well, you think I'm attractive?
Well, I don't think that a girl would just curl up and die because you smell better, but yes, I think you're attractive.
Well, Miss Prudy, I can see that you're a young lady who believes in laying her cards on the table.
I believe in what?
Laying her cards on the table. When a girl does that, well, I think that a man, well, he should lay his cards on the table, too. Now anybody can see that you're a very pretty and very attractive girl. Any man in his right mind would be only too glad to take you out on a picnic or out for a walk in the evening, and, well, I'd feel privileged to do just that. However, if you're thinking of anything more serious, I'm afraid I'll have to warn you that I'm on my way to Australia, and I'm just passing through here.
Why, you conceited.
Conceited? I'm only trying to tell you that I'm on my way to Australia.
Well, who cares where you're on your way to?
Well, any girl who is thinking about entering into any permanent relationship would be glad to know that a man...
I'm not thinking of entering into one of those. What's the matter with you?
You think something is the matter with me?
Do I think there isn't enough time to tell you how much? Good night.
You all right, Miss Prudy?
You shut up and mind your own business. Damn.
Prudy!
You shut up, too.
Well, do you see anything?
No. What are we looking for?
What are we looking for? We're looking for nuggets, veins, the mother lode.
What's the mother load?
I'm beginning to get the horrible feeling you know even less about gold mining than I do, Jake.
Of course I don't know anything about gold mining.
Well, what do you think I brought you along for? I thought everyone around here knew about mining.
Well, I don't. Might be able to give you a few tips about shoveling horse, working around a stable, but I don't know nothing about hunting gold. Mind if I put this stuff down?
No, you better not. If there's anything I do know about prospecting, it's you gotta keep on the move.
It's heavy.
Well, here, let me redistribute the weight for you.
Feel like a jackass.
Yeah, that ought to do it. Come on, Jack.
Jake!
You're a pretty good fisherman, Jake. This is more like it, huh?
More like what?
This is more like the kind of...
All right, Tom, your thoughts?
Yeah, well, Tom.
Step aside.
Who put these in, Tom? Only Duracell has power boost ingredients. That's why winners like Tom here only run on Duracell. Tom, are you okay? Why does everyone keep asking me that since the roast? I gotta go Gronk's down again.
Buying a car is kind of a big deal. There's like a million options, and you deserve something you love. At Car Gurus, we get it. As the #1 most visited car shopping site, we make sure your big deal is the best deal. Get it with Gurus at CarGurus.com.
More like the kind of place I want to go gold mining in.
So what makes you think there's any gold around here?
Well, now, what makes you think there isn't?
I suppose it don't bother you none that Joe Danby's going to be miles away by the time we get back.
Not unless he's learned to travel fast, handcuffed to a pot-bellied stove.
Well, what do we do now?
Think we ought to have lunch, take a little rest, then you start digging. Hey, Jake, how do you think we ought to split whatever we find? 60-40?
60 for who and 40 for who?
There, you see? See what gold does to men? We haven't even found anything, and already we're arguing about it.
60 for who and 40 for who?
I just wish you could see the greed in your face.
What you mean is 60 for you and 40 for me.
Well, thank you, Jake. That's very generous of you. Hey, Jake. Jake, what did you do before you became my deputy?
Well, I did odd jobs.
But like what?
Well, for one thing, I was a horse holder at Madame Horse's. A horse holder at Madame Moore's house.
You were a what?
Horse holder. See, on Saturday night, that hitch rack out front would get full, and I'd hold the extra horses, sometimes all night.
Seems to me like you spent a lot of time with horses.
One end or the other. Of course, I come by it natural. My daddy stole horses for a living. They hung him.
Well, now that's a terrible thing for a sheriff to suddenly find out about his deputy.
If you hadn't been in such a hurry to shove this job down my throat, you might have found out a lot of things. Want my badge back?
Don't be silly. Jake, you better clean up those fish. I'll take a little nap.
Sure it won't disturb you none.
No. Just don't rattle the pots and pans. I'll be wanting you boys to ride in town a little more quietly from now on.
You drove your point home real good.
Good. Good. Well, that kind of brightens up the whole place.
At least I don't feel so naked and stupid sitting in here day after day.
Joe, if Jake should come in, would you tell him I had to go down to the hardware store to see the mayor?
Have you seen my daddy?
Well, no, not since the night he came in here and we had that little chat. Don't you worry, Joe. I'm sure he and your brothers are planning a little jailbreak.
You really think so?
Now, what else would they be doing?
Well, they find the sheriff. Imagine he's in the jail across. No. Wait a minute. There he is now, just coming out of the hardware store there. Much obliged. Betcha. Sheriff?
Anybody know who he was?
Oh, I think he just rode into town. He asked me where you was, and I seen you coming out of the hardware store there, and...
Thanks for pointing me out to him.
Hold it just a minute. You don't want to go in there right now. Wait here just a minute. I'll come back and I'll join you. Honey, I think I just been...
You ever see him before? Jake, after lunch,
Absolutely, Sheriff. We ain't making any dust at all today.
Another one of them just rode into town.
Sure.
You can't miss a professional gunfighter. You got a look about him ain't like anyone else. And he's been asking around trying to find you.
I'm sure getting sick of all this stuff.
Yeah, the kind of stuff that make me sick, too.
Come on. Oh, why do these Jaspers always have to hit town and meal time?
You want to kill another man?
Well, I'm sure we all hope it turns out that way. Sure is a childish way for a grown man to make a living.
sir. You go to hell. And day out.
If either one of you opens his fat, stupid mouth, I'll chase you right out of town after that other yellow dog. Leave the bottle. All right. Now he's done it. Who? That sheriff. What's he done? He's pushed me too far this time. That's what he's done. I've been bending over backwards up to now. That's all finished. You know I've been bending over backwards.
Well, you sure ain't let him push you into no corner where you could be provoked into losing your temper.
Right. But from now on, I'm tired of being a nice fella.
Paul, you've been touching up your hair again.
What do you mean again?
Nothing. Just looks better in spots, that's all.
What do you mean spots?
Nothing. What are we gonna do, Paul?
Get you out of jail.
How?
Leave that to me. I got it all figured out. We'll do it tonight. Now you get ready, because this is going to happen awful fast.
Huh?
Huh?
Nothing, that's all right.
Now, when I yell go, we all go together. And use your spurs. All ready? Now he's really done it. Who? That's Sheriff.
I could have told you all that it wasn't going to work.
Why not?
Because they set these bars in too solid.
What do you know about anything?
I'm the one that helped to set them in.
You... Luke, I want you two to round up the horses, and I want you to ride over to Uncle Milt's. You...
Early Hudson Street PD. Man's best friend makes a perfect partner. Putting right helmet on. Hudson and Rex are back. I wouldn't. So get ready for more tail-wagging twists. In a hurry, my partner's coming. And ferocious chick steps.
Easy, partner. Look like you two are the real deal. Good boy.
Stream Hudson and Rex Season 6. Now an up for your family. Start your free trial today.
I'm Zach from MapleHomeBuyers.com, and we want to buy your house. Let me show you why we're the easiest way to sell your home for cash. With Maple Home Buyers, we're here for you in any situation. Whether it be relocation, unexpected life events, tenant problems, probate, divorce, bankruptcy, or even foreclosure. We'll buy your house in as-is condition with no inspections, no repairs, no closing costs, and no commissions. Give us a call for your free, no-obligation cash offer 24 hours a day. That's MapleHomeBuyers.com.
You tell him to bring Steve and George and Young Milt. And Tom, you ride out to Uncle Irish, and you tell him to bring Billy and Jack and anyone else he can think to bring. I ain't fooling around no longer.
That's a 2-day ride, Uncle Irish.
I know how far it is. And stop at the ranch and pick up some grub. And tell Milt and Ira we'll all meet at the ranch Friday. And if any of them feel that they just don't want to come, you just remind them of the mortgages I've been helping them to pay. Well, all right, get going. What do you mean you have to put in them bars?
Well, I didn't have nothing else to do. And they was going to put the bars in whether I helped them out or not.
Yeah, and they'll hang you whether you help me out or not.
Oh, I don't think that they're really going to hang me. I mean, you know, they laugh and they joke about it a lot, but I don't think they're really going to do it.
Hey, you'll see whether they hang you or... Don't move.
What's going on back here?
Well, that's all I need. Some stable bum ordering me around. Now, this is my saddle, and I'm taking it with me.
Well, no, it ain't mine, so go ahead.
In just a few days now, I'll take care of you.
What's he trying to do? Bust you out of here?
Yeah. But you know, Paul, got a heart as big as a whole outdoors. But he don't have one brain in his poor old head.
compliment you on getting such a romantic idea, Miss Prudy?
There's nothing romantic about it, Sheriff.
Nothing romantic about a man and a girl out for a ride on a warm afternoon?
You think what you want to, Sheriff. But you'd do that anyway, wouldn't you?
It's surprising how well you've gotten to know me in such a short time, Miss Prudy.
Would you like to get out and talk a minute, Sheriff?
All right.
Light yourself up a cigar if you want to, Sheriff.
Thank you. Thank you, Miss Prudy. I believe I will. Was there anything in particular that you want to talk to me about, Miss Prudy?
Well, in case you didn't know, Milk Danby is rounding up his 2 brothers and all of their sons and all of their hired hands. And they're going to ride into town and they're going to take care of you and Jake. And they're going to get Joe out of jail.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Well, we've all been trying to remember, and we think that there are 3 grown boys in Ira Danby's family and 2 in Milk Danby's family. So with the 3 Danbys here and Joe in jail, we figure that makes about 11. Plus all of the hired hands that they may want to bring along.
Well, that's about the figure I arrived at, too. 10 or 12, maybe.
Or 14 or 15, maybe. It's quite a few.
Yeah, it's almost a mob, you might say.
Have you figured what you're going to do?
More or less.
What?
I thought I might just leave town. Just get out of town before they ride in. Just ride out and keep on going.
I don't believe it.
No, I don't know why not. I've never made any secret of the fact that basically I'm on my way to Australia, and I don't think I'm going to find a better time to get started than right now. Besides, I don't like the odds.
I just don't believe it.
Well, you better believe it, because it's not going to be too many hours before you look up and I'll be long gone.
I think that is one of the most mature things I've ever heard of a man doing.
But you think it's what?
Mature. Almost any other man would have to stick around to prove that they are a man and get a whole town shot up to boot.
Mature.
Mature as opposed to childish and shot full of holes.
You don't think it sounded a little cowardly? I mean, for a man to take a job and then when the going gets a little rough, he just sneaks out in the dead of night?
Well, of course, you didn't say whether you were going to do it in the day or the night.
But the point is, didn't it sound a little cowardly to you?
No, I told you it sounds mature.
Well, it sounded a little cowardly to me just now when I said it.
Well, it isn't. It's mature.
The reason I know it's cowardly is because I have never done a cowardly thing in my life, no matter what you or anybody else might think.
Well, I didn't say what
And
I
it isn't
thought.
mature, it is cowardly. Now, let's just call things by the right name from now on, huh?
What is the matter with you?
I'm just surprised at a girl that will keep throwing herself at a man when she secretly thinks he's a coward. Let's go back to town.
But what do you mean, throwing myself at you?
Did you really think that I was going to turn tail and run at the first sight of trouble?
Well, why shouldn't I? That's what you just said you were going to do.
Well, I'm not going to, so you just forget about it.
Now, you all heard the motion. Those in favor, raise your hands. Count them, Henry.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Now, those in favor of not getting involved in the crisis which is about to befall our fair community, In other words, keeping the hell off the streets and out of the way till the shooting's over. Raise your hand. Count them, Henry.
5, 10, 15.
I think we've Order! Be it so entered in the books of the town council that the majority has ruled, and as your mayor...
I object!
Get that gun away from her!
Oh, you can't do
Now,
this!
you just shut up and sit down, Prudy. This is a meeting of the town council and certain select prominent citizens of this community. And you can't just walk in off the street and insult everyone.
I just want to ask one question. How many of you are going to help the sheriff against the Danby?
Oh, no, wait a minute. It's not as simple as that, Prudy.
Why not?
Because there are other factors to be considered, economic factors. Could affect the well-being of everyone in this town.
Besides, I heard that the sheriff was going to leave town.
I did too. And at the time I heard it, I remember saying to myself, that sheriff has his head set squarely on his shoulders.
Well, now he's not going to leave town.
And I'd like to get my hands on whoever it was that caused him to change his mind.
Me too. Man with that good an idea ought to be encouraged to hold on to it.
What is the matter with all of you? Don't you remember how long we waited to find a man who'd stand up to the Danbys? Do you remember what this town was like before? Murdering, lynching, miners shooting up the town day and night?
And aside from the few things that you just mentioned, it wasn't a bad place at all.
Oh, sure, we had a little misunderstanding with the Danbys at times, but they can all be worked out in time.
What about Joe Danby in jail for murder?
Well, that would have solved itself, too, if the sheriff had just left town like he promised to.
I said it before, and I'll say it again. The men in this town are nothing but a bunch of low-down, miserable, cowardly curs.
As your father, I may have to take that kind of talk from you, but as the mayor of this town, I sure as hell don't. Throw her out, boys! And don't be too gentle with her. Don't let her tie herself to that post! Slow thicker is tying herself to things whenever she doesn't want to do something.
What did she say?
She said death to somebody or other, but it doesn't mean anything. She's always saying death to somebody she's mad at. Order!
Well, you might as well forget about getting any help from anybody in this town. Or from anybody for 100 miles around.
Oh, that takes care of just about everybody, doesn't it?
They control an unarmed girl out of a public meeting, but they can't even defend their own town against a bunch of cutthroats like the Danbys. Well, what are we going to do now?
We don't turn down any help you can get.
How's Joe?
Oh, he figures he's going to be out of here, and we're going to be dead about this time tomorrow.
Did he seem to feel any sorrow over the fact that we might all be killed?
No, it's more...
Last year, my Lemon Law lawyer helped thousands get out of their car and get their money back. One of our largest settlements was over $400,000 due to a car malfunction issue. This year, we are aiming even higher. If you have car problems with a vehicle in the following years, 2018 to 2024, and are looking for a solution, call pound 250 and say Go Lemon. Visit us at www.mylemonlawlawyer.com today.
Like he planned to dance and spit all over our graves.
Sounds like Joe.
That sure was an awful good idea you had about leaving town.
Well, you don't have to stay.
Oh, yes, I do. I got to stay if you do, because I took the job.
So did I.
I'll tell you what. I'll even go to Australia with you if we leave right now.
Oh, we'll go to Australia, all right. But first, we've got a few things to do, and I think it's about time we got started.
Rudy,
You really want to help?
Sure.
Well, the first thing we got to do is get Joe out of here.
And what are we going to do?
Well, I got a couple of ideas. If things work out right, we might live through this thing.
I sure like his idea about leaving.
Prudy, you go in the courthouse. You know how to use this? Here, you'll need these. Jake, are you there?
Yeah.
You know what you're supposed to do?
Oh, yeah. Keep out of the line of fire whenever I can.
What's the mayor?
Can't talk to you now, Sheriff. We got an emergency meeting of the town council.
Now, what's that all about?
You don't think I'm gonna shoot through the window, do you?
Here. Take care of these. My eating teeth. I don't want to get them all shot up. Get Joe.
He ain't in there, Paul.
Hold it. You're under arrest. Put on your guns and I'll accept your surrender. Haven't you ever heard of just wounding somebody?
I only know one way to shoot, and that's to kill.
Well, we don't want a massacre on our hands, so just watch it. Hold it! Hold it! Not there. Just hold it. Okay, go ahead!
Hey, Jason. Where'd you put Joe? Got him upstairs there. Go get him. Look, your teeth. They saved my life. All is worrying about your life. What am I supposed to draw with from now on? Oh, look.
Unstrap your gun belt. Throw your rifle down. Or I'm going to have to set this thing off.
You don't think you're gonna bluff me out with that old cannon, do you? Why, it ain't even loaded.
Well, shall we see?
Believe him, Pa! You stay out of this, you miserable coward.
Well, what's it going to be, Danby? Jake, let Joe loose, then. Throw the rest of that bunch in jail.
By myself?
I'll be right behind you.
You weren't gonna really blow him up, were you?
Oh, of course not. That thing isn't loaded. I just stuck that fake fuse in there. See?
I'll find out who's responsible for this outrage if it's the last thing I ever do, Madam Orr.
Disturbing the peace, that's what it is. I don't care if you are cleaning up this town. That was a terrible thing to do to them poor, unfortunate girls.
Well, I didn't know that damn thing was loaded. I've never done anything to an unfortunate girl in my life. Well, some of those girls are the closest friends I got.
Well, who have we here? It's the sheriff. It's the sheriff, boys.
We know who it is.
Everybody in the territory knows who our sheriff is these days.
I guess Deborah's right at that, Sheriff. I imagine you're about the most popular and respected citizen we've got around here.
Well, that's nice to hear.
In fact, we're thinking about sending a delegation to Washington to see about turning this territory into a state. We'd be proud if you'd head up that delegation.
No. What you want is somebody who's going to be here.
Oh, now, Jason, if you're upset with us about that Danby business...
We were behind you all the way, Sheriff. I can see where it might not have looked that way, but...
Well, no, that's not it. It's just that, well, I've never made any secret of the fact that basically I'm on my way to Australia. Which reminds me, I'm going to have to think about getting started again one of these days. Would you excuse me, gentlemen? A small crisis needs to be handled. Jump, Miss Prudy! Jump! Boys, I just want you to know that from now on, when you pick on this young lady, you'll be picking on my girl.
We didn't have any idea the wind blew that way, Sheriff.
Well, now you know it. You might spread the word around town.
Yes, sir.
What do you mean, your girl?
Prudy, for once in your life, play it smart and keep your big fat mouth shut.
You keep out of this. What do you mean, your girl?
Come on, you've had that look in your eyes since the first day I hit town. We want to have a little agreement. After we're married, no matter how many kids we got, when I say we're off to Australia, we pack up kids and all, and off we go.
Australia for?
Because that's where your husband would be, and girls usually go where their husbands are.
Oh. Oh, when you put it that way, why don't you put me down?
I like it like that. You, want me to walk you home?
If you want to, sure.
Say, are you really one of the richest girls in this part of the country?
The richest.
Well, that's nice. That's real nice.
Now, the way this story ends is that they get married. He goes on to become governor of the state. Never gets to Australia, but he keeps reading a lot of books about it. I get to be sheriff of this town. Then I go on to become one of the most beloved characters in Western folklore.
Mount up on. Oh, my God. Get him out of here. Get him. Nowhere to truck to home. Man up. We're right back to 7 now. Whoa.
It's my brother-in-law, Mark Corman. Who?
I'm Jared Maddox. Cotton Ryan. You the marshal? What can I do for you, Maddox? Vincent Brunson, Choctaw Lee, Jack Decker, Vern Adams, Herb Price, Harvey Stenbaugh, Mark Corman. Know any of them? All of them. Well, that makes it easy. Does it? I want these men brought in under arrest by noon tomorrow. I want them fed and ready for travel. You got papers somewhere now? I'll get them if you need them. Not from anybody in this territory, you won't. You've got jurisdiction? I've got jurisdiction. But you couldn't have reason enough to get papers from me. Nobody could. 3 months ago, Bronson took 8,000 head of cattle across the Kiowa. On the way back, they hit a town called Bannock. They drank their fill, had their women, shot up the town. All just cowboy fun. They killed an old man. Kin? No. I'm just the lawman in Bannock. Look at this town. Nice, quiet town. Nice town to live in. They got no railhead, no digging up in the hills, no reason to grow fat. This town eats because Vincent Bronson puts their bread on the table. He owns the town. He owns the county. People around here owe him. Those men on your list, they stand in Bronson's shadow. I can't move against those men. You carry the law. I carry nothing. I sit there because Bronson says sit. I've been paid for, Maddox. You carry messages, don't you? I'm going to take these men back with me or kill them where they stand. They got noon tomorrow. Tell them. Had one of them out there? Corman. You can take his name off the list. What happened? He called me out. What's the trouble? What happened, Marshal? Better come inside, Sam. One of you take Corman to the Undertakers, and the rest of you go on about your business. As a member of the Citizens Council... Get second hand from the mayor. How far from here to the Brunson spread? I wouldn't know. Who's he? Some bounty hunter or something? Don't make an enemy of him, storekeeper. wide of him. That's about it, Mr. Bronson. He said by noon tomorrow. And Mark Coleman's dead? He's dead. How did it happen? Came up against the wrong man. I don't know the details. Mark was a good man with a gun. He was a big mouth who thought he was a good man with a gun. There's a cold hole in the ground between the two. His family know? I sent word. I'll ride out there in the morning. How do you measure this thing, Cotton? I think you got trouble, Mr. Brown. Unless you say he's all mistaken. I wish he was. There's no mistake. He got a little drunk, broke a bit of glass. I didn't know anyone was killed. Tell Maddox I'm sorry, really sorry. I'll make it good. I'll pay the damages. I'll fix it up with the old man's family. Tell him I'll make it all right with him, too. Better still arrange a meeting tomorrow. I'll deal straight with him. If he doesn't want to talk? Why shouldn't he? Some men just go to thing the straight line, Mr. Bronson. They don't bend, and they don't trade. Tell me Maddox is like that? He's got the mark. That's too bad. Then he's going to buy himself a lot of pain. Try him, Cotton. Talk to him. He got you spooked, Ryan? No, I'm not in his list. That all, Mr. Bronson? Yeah. All right, Hoff, chew it out. I don't like asking favors. No one's asking you to bend your knee, Hoff. Just to talk. Some worn-out tin stall wouldn't rate cutting your cigars. Ryan doesn't rate them that low. Ryan's a kick dog. Well, maybe that's what makes him a better judge of men like Maddox. There was a time in past, Hoff. What do you want to do, ride into Sabbath and gun him down? Those days have passed. Times have changed. There are other ways. You buy him. And if he doesn't sell, you buy the man above him. Those killing days were for younger men. I'm on that list, Vince. I'm not riding his dust back to Bannock. Neither am I. The others will be here soon. I sent Jason and Crow. We'll talk then. We don't need the others. We'll talk. It's your land. It's your grass. You've never been on wages, Harv? What's out there's as much yours as mine?
Years too long, Jared.
Hello, Laura.
Can I come in?
Sure. not seen 10 years.
To me, it does.
Won't you sit down? You look good, Laura.
You're a soft-tongued liar.
You live in 7th?
Here. What are you doing here? Oh. That's not an honest question. I know what you're doing here. I was in town getting some supplies and I heard about it. Do you think you owe me anything, Jared?
Say it out plain, Laura.
My man heard Price. He's one of the men you want.
I guess it had to be something like that. You work for Brunson?
No. We have a small farm between here and the high country, and he takes work from Bronson when he can get it. Let him go, Jared. He never shot anybody.
He stands with the rest. Sorry, Laura.
Hell you are.
Nobody has to die. Just tell him to come into town and give himself up.
What will happen to him then?
He'll go back to Bannock and stand trial.
Will they hang him?
Circuit judge is no hanging judge. In fact, a man like Brunson could buy him cheap.
I don't mean just the judge. I mean the town, the good people with a rope.
My town, Laura. Nobody gets a mob rope in my town, you know that. I give you my word. If he comes in peaceful, there'll be no hurt come to him.
You never did give much away.
Would you come, Laura? If your man hadn't been on the list?
No. There's nothing left over from before, Jared. Goodbye.
He has until tomorrow.
I called you in because we've got trouble. You remember last spring we took a herd over the Kiowa? We hit a town called Bannock on the way back. 7 of us went into town, do you recall? Not too clearly. We shut up the town. Seems an old man took a bullet. We thought it was nothing but a lot of broken glass, but seems now it's a bit more. Now, the hard point of the matter is there's a lawman named Maddox in Sabbath. Figures to take us back and stand trial for murder. One lawman. Ryan thinks he's enough.
Cotton Ryan.
Choctaw. You may not think much of Ryan as he stands now, but in his day, you couldn't walk in the same sun as him.
Hey, where's Mark Corman?
Mark Corman's dead. Corman's dead because he called short on this Maddox.
Mark Corman's dead.
I called you here to hear what you have to say. Well, Bert.
I don't know, Mr. Bronson. I don't want trouble. I appreciate you asking us here for our opinion, but it seems to me that you got some choice and I don't. I can't go back to Bannock. If I do, my land dries up and blows away. My beef gets scattered into the high country. I don't have the hands to keep my spread tied down.
You know I'd see you right, Bert. I'd send some of the boys to get my mark to cover your losses.
Thanks, and I know you mean it, but I have to work my own.
But what do you suggest, Bert?
I don't suggest anything, and I don't aim to do anything. Just stay close and mind what's mine.
And if he comes after you?
I'll stop him if I can.
Stop him first and make sure.
I didn't kill anybody that night in Bannock. I've got no quarrel with the law.
You, Choctaw? You give the orders, Mr. Bronson.
I asked for an opinion. It was an accident. If that lawman wants to lean hard, then I say we set him running. I go along with Choctaw. But, as he says, Mr. Bronson, you give the orders. Heard?
Well, I'd like to hear what you have to say, Vince.
What's your say, Harv?
I say we tell the lawman to peddle his law in the paddock.
You get all the guns you need, Mr. Bronson. Just for the asking.
Maddox needs a lesson taught. Can I say something, Bob? I was never in panic. It seems to me if Foggier's willing to pay for the damages, give the old man's family something, then this Maddox has no cause to push. If he does, then the cards are right.
There are 2 men dead already. That's a bit heavy. I don't think this Maddox runs easy. And killing a lawman is a sudden way to trouble. I'll talk with him. Maybe he has a price. Maybe he's a reasonable man. If not, all we've lost is a few hours. If we decide to go back, I'll cover any of your losses. Most we'd face is a fine anyway. If that. We'll try it my way.
Okay, I'd like to.
Our food's been laid out. Burned, hurt. You gentlemen be my guests? Choctaw, show 'em where to get washed up.
When it comes down to bedrock, my word don't call much, does it, Vince? I'm just hired help.
No man means more to me, Harv. All I've got is you and Jason. But you're like some yellow-dun Ladino, all longhorn and no brains. We've got 10,000 head of good cows, a valley of sweet grass, and money in the bank. That didn't come easy. We both of us put 30 years of sweat into it. I don't want to drop it on some dumb gunplay.
I don't like to see you backing off, Vince. You're making a mistake.
I don't see it that way. Riding the Sabbath in the morning, see Ryan, hear how he made out. I want to step around this. If Maddox is open, tell Ryan to set up a meeting.
Send Jason.
I'm asking you. Keep clear of Maddox. Take Crow with you.
It's a great life. If you were some cheap gunsel with a big name running out in front of you, they'd all be buying you drinks. Rubbing up against you. Fixing up what they're going to tell the kids and the ones who weren't there. But if you're a lawman, you're a disease. They need you, but they hate you.
Comes with the job.
I saw Bronson. He wants to talk.
Talk?
He wants to trade. He says he's sorry. He means it. I know him. He didn't know anybody was killed. He wants to make it all good.
Something for my pockets, too.
Why not? You can hear what he's got to say.
I just heard.
The old man was just an accident.
I'll get a chance to say that piece in Bannock.
Be reasonable, Maddox.
Night, Ryan.
There'll be some dying.
It'll be their doing.
Mr. Bronson? What are you doing out here, Crow?
We just brought a couple of hundred head up from Boynite Creek, Mr. Bronson. I saw a rider and,
Who else is with you?
Hitchens and Jason, sir.
You and my son are about the same age, aren't you, Crow?
Jason's a bit younger. 5, 6 months.
Ever been up here before?
No, sir. I figured it was private.
On this high ground, you can see the whole valley on a clear day. From the Sierras to White Wolf Pass. Now, there was the old Comanche camp. We broke them there. Javi and me and my brothers. Brother Jacob died there. They were fine people, the Comanches. Don't ever listen to any talk that runs down an Indian. We buried Brother Jacob here and laid a Brother Aaron beside him. He'd had enough of guns and killing. The dead don't have much. Bro, did you ever feel the world turn beneath your feet?
No, sir.
You best be getting back down soon.
Jack got the kid at the edge. Here's Sandblind, Jack.
You take him on, Jack.
$5, Jacko? That's like stealing from a blind man's cup.
That's fair. I figured Crow's just emptied your cup, Lee.
So what do you say, Crow?
I guess about even.
Even? Sonny, you were way behind. Again. The top man takes Decker's money from him. 1, 2, 3.
Come on, the difference. Pull out. I want those cows down at the Wolf Pass all night. Crow, you come with me. We gotta go into Sarah.
Sure, Harv. You gonna fight in that lawman, Harv?
Well, move your ass out of here, Lee.
Leave him, Mr. Stenbaugh. I fancy a bit of 10-star.
I'll leave enough for you to cut your fresh teeth out, Choctaw.
You're a gentleman. Choctaw.
What do you think he's gonna do?
Shoot the hell out of that law dog.
Your room. What I mean is, we are getting a regular drummer, women's goods, and jewelry. And, well, you see, I wasn't expecting you to be staying over. Well, to put a fine edge on things, I need your room. You see, he always expects to get the same room, and I can't.
You wanted?
Can't say there is, Minister.
A man comes to the house of God, he comes to seek.
I'm not a believing man, Minister.
Then why have you come?
Man doesn't see many churches like this. In a town like Salmon.
The shape of the house of God is unimportant.
That's not so, Minister. The kind of church a man builds to pray in tells you a lot about the man.
Further south, there are some fine old adobe churches. Mexican. They're cool and dark inside. They give a man peace. They're made for kneeling. This one's made for standing upright.
There is no easy comfort from God.
Tell me, Minister, you must know all the people in this town.
Those who come to my church.
I don't see a land office. If I wanted to see a map of the territory, a map with the deed boundaries marked on it, who might be able to oblige?
Why do you ask me?
I figured you'd be the one man in this town who would find it difficult to lie to me. Mr. Dussain is the legal expert. He takes care of all such matters.
Thank you, Master. Come on. Mr. Dussain? You have the deed maps for this territory. I'd like to see them.
And who, pray tell, told you?
The minister.
Well, I'm afraid that I would need written permission before I could allow you to examine such documents. Sir, I shall call the marshal.
You do that. Thank you, Mr. Dussain.
Don't try to soften me up, Cotton. Doesn't your lawman want to talk? Take it easy, Larry. Yes or no? Why do you want to push things until they break, Stenbaugh? Let Bronson handle it. You got no mealy mouth around, you're going to tell me. He won't trade. You can have your say in Bannock. Did you crawl, Ryan? I wasn't asked to. I told Vince you weren't the man to carry this. Where is Maddox? Climb down, Harvey. You can't ride this man. Run to hell, Rhino. Maddox? I'm Harv Stenbaugh. Well, lawman.
What's your name, son?
Crow Wheelwright.
I have no business with you.
You've got business with me.
Drop that gun belt. I'm taking you in.
No, you're not. You got two ways to move, lawman. Run or take me.
Don't make me kill you, son.
You all know why you're here. What I want to know is, what are we going to do? He wants to know what we're going to do. Mark Corman and Harvey Stenbaugh were our friends. Do we care about our friends? Corman's widow, my sister, and the little ones, do we care about them? Are we just going to stand around here and talk? Talk never moved a thing or pulled a stump.
Are we going to stand around and wait while this killer chokes down whoever he wants in our town?
He's a lawman.
What? How do we know that? Anyway, he ain't the lawman here.
What happened in Bannock months ago is of no concern to us. But we must respect the law.
As your mayor, I say we gotta protect our own. This man has got to be stopped.
What do you got in mind, Harris?
We all go over to the hotel, all of us, and we go meaning business, and that means going armed. But we can tell Maddox to get out of town.
Now, wait a minute, Luther. That sounds like vigilante talk. Shouldn't we stay within the limits of the...
Sam, it seems to me that you as mayor should be giving lead, not trying to keep your head on straight. This town owes Vince Bronson a lot.
Legally speaking, there is a precedence for forming a citizens committee.
Only if there's been a breakdown in the formal law services.
Well, Ryan has broken down enough to satisfy any precedent.
Moss is right, We're all beholden to Bronson, and the Bronson man was murdered. Now, we can talk to sundown and accomplish nothing, or we can act. Now, I say that we call off this meeting and do what we know is right.
Now, Luther, let's...
Anybody here who calls himself a man who wants out better speak right now. Anybody? Well, then I think we've got our work cut out for us.
Oh, dear.
You know what that man meant to me? I held him above all other men. Closer even than my brothers. I want him, Ryan. I want him broken. I want his face in the dirt. And I'll hang what's left of him, hang him for the murderer he is. I don't care how, I don't care who, so long as I'm there to see it.
It wasn't murder, Mr. Brown.
I call it murder.
I was on the prize.
I call it murder. And I want something done about it. A great cotton Ryan. You were good with a gun once. Oh, you were beautiful. But Fort Bliss was a long time ago, wasn't it, Ryan? I don't like men sweating fear in my house.
You pay me, Mr. Bronson, and I eat your dirt. But that don't make what you say right.
Get out.
When I'm finished, Mr. Bronson.
Leave him.
Harvey was on the prod. He went after Maddox. Put the horn in, and then he made his move first. Don't make the same mistake, Mr. Bronson. Don't go to a man like Maddox with a hammer.
You want him, I understand that. I figured that was your play. But finish that thing in Bannock first. Go back there. You can buy the whole town. And the judge that goes with it.
Fine. I'm sorry.
We'll get Maddox.
Yes. We'll get Maddox. My heart isn't in it. God's my witness, Jace. I wanted no more killing. I could have bought that town with a whisper Ryan's right. But not now. Harvey's death finished any chance of doing it without guns. Damn you, Harvey.
He's in the saloon.
Who is?
Let's go.
insurance. You're the storekeeper. Luther Harris, ain't it? Let me say them for you. You want me out of your town. What happened some other time, some other place ain't your trouble. I've seen men like you in every town in the West. You want the law, but you want it to walk quiet. You don't want it to put a hole in your pocket. You take courage from each other and you come armed. Well, there are enough of you. All you need is one man with enough stomach to die first. I'm not leaving till what I came for is done. So if you plan to do anything about it, do it now or go home. How much? For the meal?
2 bits. Jesus, I thought for sure that.
I'm thinking of sweet Lena Claire with deep blue eyes and polo hair.
Good evening, Cotton. Lucas? Cards. $1 a point. You know I can't run that high, Lucas. You got my note more than I can ever pay, and still you want to play. I'm not calling in your note.
Not a great believer in the milk of human kindness. You got a rope on the man who owes you. Hit me. Yours. You got a weight on your back, Cotton. Is that the gossip? I've heard. Besides, you've been here last night and tonight. Now, you're not an indulgent man. So, man's pleasure talks a lot. Now, ain't that pretty? Hit me. May I be of service, Cotton? I got me a mess, Lucas. I haven't got enough long boot to step out of it. Let's play cards.
Well, Cottontail Ryan. Cottontail Ryan.
You wanted something, Decker? Yeah, I want something. Want some more of your cheap whiskey? Service in your place stinks.
You're a damn fool to come. He smells of trouble. I'm all right.
I'm calling you out, Maddox.
We've no quarrel, Crow.
I'm gonna kill you, Maddox.
I'm not going to fight you, boy.
Stand.
I don't plan on dying for no reason.
Ease up.
You cheap little gunslinger. You set me up. So help me God. Go on, pick gun. You want a chance? Go ahead.
I don't know nothing about those shots.
Come on, Diego.
Something like that.
It came from over there. My town, Maddox.
Oh, dear.
Next time I see you, I'll kill you.
God knows I got reason enough to want to see you dead, Maddox. But I hate back shooters. You got nowhere important to go. I got a bottle in that desk. Decker's on your list.
You Brunson hand?
Yeah. Stays close to Choctaw Lee. Choctaw's a gun hand. Fast and likes his work. Decker's a shadow walker. Walks big when he's with Choctaw, but a back shooter inside. I knew it'd be him. I saw him in town earlier.
Thanks, Ryan.
I owe you something, too. I feel good.
I remember you at Fort Bliss.
That's my trouble. Everybody remembers me at Fort Bliss. That's all I got, Maddox. But you yesterday. It's a long ride down from the high country with stops all the way down. In Abilene, I ran. In Acadia City, I hid in a cellar. In Monmouth, the Loring brothers made me eat dirt. What keeps pushing you?
I've been a lawman for 20 years.
What stops you running sand inside? Guess the question doesn't arise. And after killing Stenbaugh, Bronson will come for you.
It's always the same. You post a man, he has to come into town to prove he's a man. Or you kill a man, he's got a friend or a kin, just has to come against you. And for no reason. No reason that makes any sense. And it don't matter a damn to the man already in the ground. Nobody wins.
You can stop it. Right out tomorrow.
It's not a private matter with me, Cotton.
The law. The honest ones carry it hard and clean all their lives. Behind their backs, the others buy it, sell it, dirty it, tie it into knots. Who lives longer, Maddox?
I was out bringing in a killer when the shoot-up happened. I could have chased a few tracks and let the matter drop. But I'm the law in Bannock. Anybody who goes against the law goes against me. I don't know any other way.
How many more for one old man?
I don't call the numbers. and I never drew first on a man in my life. That's the only way to stay clean. You play it by the rules. Without the rules, you're nothing.
Bronson won't come alone.
I didn't figure he would.
You think he sent Deckard? He didn't.
Well, I don't know that. Do you?
I know Bronson.
Either way, it don't matter. Good night, Brian.
Let me go, Cotton. Let me go. What's the matter with you, Ryan? Let me out of here. You're through, Ryan. Bronson's gonna walk you into the ground. We're all through, Cottontail.
Calculate you got about 10 minutes back, shooter. It'll take me 5 to get to Maddox, and Maddox 5 to get saddled. I think he'd appreciate a little hunting. Or I could gun you down trying to escape. In the back.
You won't be so back, shooter. Anytime you want out, you just call.
Hold on, Crow. You look like you got your teeth set on edge, boy. Now move.
I didn't know nothing about Decker.
You don't even interest me, Crow. Where's your horse?
Tied out behind the stable.
All right, let's go.
Listen to me, Ryan. I didn't know about Decker. You asked him. Well, Maddox called my name down in front of everybody. I ain't afraid of him, Ryan.
You would be if you had brains enough to spit.
Well, I figure I'm faster than him.
Keep walking. In every town Maddox has worked, the ground is full of men who are faster.
Yeah, well, I really am. I am to prove it, too.
It makes a great epitaph. You may be faster, Crow. You may even be better with a gun, but Maddox would kill you. And that's a fact. You'd be staring up at nothing before your gun even got clear. I know what I'm talking about, Crow. You might not rate me very high, but I know men like Maddox.
Whose day for choosing is it, Price or Adams? You know this Adams? I know him. What kind is he? I wouldn't know, but I know what you're doing is wrong, Maddox. You were wrong in San Nicolo. You're wrong here. Not from where I stand. You can't see from where you stand.
I didn't want to wait you.
Where were you?
Over at Burns' place. Sorry.
Where are you going?
Go back to bed, Laura.
Where are you going, Kurt? I want to know.
Go back to bed, will you, please?
You're running, aren't you, Hurt?
Do you have to, Laura?
No, I don't have to.
Damn you. Always gotta push my face in it, don't you? You and this God-cursed land. Yes, I'm running. Does that make you happier?
You said you'd give yourself up.
Well, that was before Harv was killed.
I'm talking about you, Hurt. I don't care about Harvey Stenbaugh. He doesn't make any difference.
Harv Stenbaugh was my friend.
You hated him. You were frightened of him, and he never cared about anything unless it had the Bronson name to it.
Lying bitch.
You're a nobody, just a little nobody to them.
I owe Vince everything I've got.
You owe him what? This piece of dirt that wouldn't grow weeds? And what do you owe Harvey? Kept you on your knees saying thank you. Hurt, they just don't care.
But you do.
Yes.
That's not what I see every time I look at you. You know what I see? I see you're not much hurt, Price. No, not a man like all the men you've known. I didn't mean that.
Yes, you did. A And maybe you're right. Maybe that is what's in my face. I don't think so. I've tried, Herd. And I don't want to see you dead.
I can't go in alone, Laura. The others won't go in now. Not to surrender. Here's Vern.
But Maddox promised nothing would happen to you.
What did you promise him? I'll be back. When you turn around, keep your arm straight out from the body. I told you the next time I saw you, I'd kill you. I knew nothing about Decker. So you said. It's true. I just wanted you to know. You ride for Brunson? Yeah, I ride for him. Does he send you out to do his killing? No. And he didn't send me out here this morning either. You just took it upon yourself. What for? A pat on the head? You killed Harvey Stenbaugh. You got a bad memory, son. Stenbaugh had it in mind to kill me. He didn't have a chance. You don't even care, do you, Maddox? No. No, I don't care. You say he didn't have a chance. He went for his gun first. When he does that, he uses up all his chances. Do I have to keep my arms up here forever? I say different. You're like Stenbaugh. Well, then I'm sorry, Crow, but he had a lot of chances. He didn't have to come into town that morning. He didn't have to cross the street and push it to a shooting. He could have given himself up. You wouldn't have done no different. You're wrong. I wouldn't put living down on cheap pride. You can drop your arms. Still plan on trying to kill me? I don't know. But I ain't afraid of you. I never said you were. Any fish in that stream? Some natives and some bullheads. Hungry? I didn't come out here. Having breakfast ain't gonna make us friends. You got another line? In the saddlebag. Ryan thinks you're pretty good. Says you could kill me anytime you wanted to. I see it different. I think I'm faster. You ask me who's faster or whether I could kill you if I chose to. Because if it's a second, the answer is yes. You're pretty damn sure. I'm pretty damn sure. You think it's a game, don't you? A contest between gentlemen. You ever kill a man, Crow? You're a cowman. You carry a side gun for protection, snakes. You learn to use it sometimes fairly well. Sometimes you become really good. But you're still a cowman. I am a lawman. You know what a lawman is, Crow? He's a killer of men. That's what the job calls for. There are nicer ways to put it, but it reads the same. That's the difference between us. And it's all the difference I need.
Medics! Being fast don't count for much. It's what you learn in the trail. You read a man. You believe me? About last night? I don't think you trail a man so hard so early in the morning just to tell a lie. If you're heading for Vern Adams' place, better expect trouble. He'll be waiting.
Morning, Mayor.
Morning, Marshal.
Nice morning. Just a minute, Marshal. He's left town.
Who?
He rode out this morning, I heard. We want to make sure he don't come back. I just come from the minister and the church-going women. Seems you all got the same complaint. But none of you have any reason for me to post Maddox out of town.
I told you we were wasting our time. He's running scared of Maddox. What we need is some real vigilante talk.
But I heard you tried that once. And went scuttling back to your wife. Maybe if you keep trying, you can find some brave man to shoot Maddox in the back. Now I suggest you fine, upright gentlemen go about your business. You can't keep the dirt off the street, Ryan. We can. And we will. You're all mouth, Luther. Mouth and gut wind. You won't do much more than scratch yourself.
Look down there.
What is it, Vern?
Maddox.
What are you going to do?
End it here.
You sure it's Maddox?
I'm sure.
He hasn't seen us, Vern. We could get through the pass.
I said if he came after me, I'd kill him.
and Mark with the Wolf Creek bunch, Mr. Bronson.
Mark?
Some of the Adams. Cut out his brand and give him to him.
What do you mean you don't know? I just don't know. You knew last night. Oh, did I? I can't figure you, Crow. You ain't scared of him, so what is it? Well, maybe I just don't think it's the right way to do things. Maybe I don't think it's my fight. I just don't know. Maybe I don't think it should take 4 or 5 guns to go against one man. He murdered Harvey. I know it happened, Jason. I was there, remember? I thought we were friends. We are. And I didn't say I wouldn't. I just want to think on it. But you better think right. You want to ride for this brand.
Your run is over, mister. Drop your rifle. Now the side gun. Walk ahead. That's far enough. Turn around and sit. You Price or Adams?
Adams.
Keep one thing in mind, Adams. Make it difficult, you're a dead man. Let's go. How'd you know who I was?
I was in town when you brought in Corman's body.
And you thought you were better than Corman?
No, I didn't. I didn't kill anybody that night, and I can't afford the time to go back and stand trial. I got under 100 head and nobody but a woman and my old dog to hold down my place. If I'm gone more than a week, I got nothing to come back to. You have no right to take that from me.
Drop it. I told you to drop it.
Believe me, they certainly.
my respects, Vince. When's the burying?
Soon.
I'd appreciate it if I could attend.
You'll be welcome.
Can I stay, Vince? Just for the night, I mean.
You must excuse me. She'll show you to your room.
Thanks, Vince. When are you going after that Maddox?
When the dead are buried.
He needs killing.
No man needs killing.
I was only thinking of Harv.
We're all thinking of Harv. It took guns to get this land. Guns to keep it. Guns to make things grow. The guns that pride called out. And each time we buried the cost. I'll see you prize at the burying.
I wouldn't think a few beef and a scrub ranch would be worth dying for, mister. We're leaving.
Omnipotent God, alone and unbending in thy heaven, accept with mercy into thy judgment this thy child. Molded from the cold shard, and fired with a soul warmed in thy presence, comes forth man. To struggle and move, unbowed through this harsh world, alone. To be tested by life, to be confused by passion, to be tempted and brought down by evil, to seek for the light that the soul knows and never turns away from, and then to return from which he came, again, alone. To stand in all finality before thy gaze and give account. Such is man's destiny. And from the hardness comes forth a purity that soft men can never find. Such a man was this our brother, who now we bury here. Amen. Now let us each man unto his own God pray. And now let us sing unto the Lord. Almighty fortress is our God,
We should have gone together, Harv.
He's not here. I'm alone. He's run.
Got a prisoner here needs a bit of care. Got a hold of him.
Where's Hurd?
He's run free, Laura.
Can you get the bullet out?
Not if I want to kill him. It'll have to be cut out through the back.
Put him in the bed.
He goes outside. Get up.
He's hurt bad.
Someday I'll get a second chance at you, Maddox, and I won't miss.
Don't push it, Adams.
food warming. How do you like the Price Farm? Over there we grow corn for the weevils. And out in back the potatoes fry black in the ground from the sun. We do own a few head of stock to keep the boarfly happy and the crows. It's not much, but I guess it's more than you got, Jared.
You married to this Price fella?
No preachers and no flowers. But I'm his woman, Jared. That food will be done now. Does he have to stay out there all night?
He does.
You haven't changed much.
Not much.
I hear Canyon City is a ghost town.
Digging's dried up.
The Golden Promise. Well, it had a good run for its money. Remember Bucky? Where's Bucky now?
He's dead. Charlottesville. Somebody named Yancey, I heard.
Buck tried to take him in, gave him too much edge, I guess.
And Joe Wilmot?
Him too, shot in the back. Ben Tilson, Luther Thompson, Bill Chrysler, all gone. Jack Horn will never walk again.
I'm sorry, Jared.
Not a candle's to light.
Can I take something out to Vern?
Go ahead.
Get me something to cut loose from these irons and a gun if you've got one. Please, Laura.
No, Vern, he'll kill you.
No, I'll go after her next. Maybe kill him. Now with a gun in him, not expecting it, I could stop him.
Eat your food. I'll get you another blanket. Promise me that you won't try to kill Maddox. That you just go.
He'd come after me.
Turn colder. Can I take him another blanket?
Laura. Thanks for supper.
Promise me, Vern, that you'll go. Just go.
I got no more run in me. If you get me a gun, I have more than a better chance to get him. And they'll check me again before he beds down. He won't expect nothing. You've got to.
I was going to give it to him. Do you want to know why I was going to give him the gun?
He's hurt. He's a friend. There are a lot of reasons.
I wanted to because of you. Because there's nothing soft in you, Jared. There's nothing forgiving. Even this damn land doesn't hold a man down as hard as you do.
What made you change your mind?
It wouldn't make any difference. You'd kill him or go after him, or he'd kill you. I didn't want that. The sword of Gideon. How do you see yourself, Jared?
What are you asking, girl? For me to let Adams go? Forget about Price, Brunson, and the rest?
Would that be so terrible?
You know I can't do that.
You hold the law too high. You always did. Would it really make any difference if just once?
You can't play with it like that, Laura. There is no just once. Next time it might be a friend. Or money in your hand. Or maybe you get scared. And then it becomes one more just once. Soon you don't know who you are. You can't break the rules, Laura.
Oh, the rules. I forgot about the rules. You think they changed the killings? Because you never drawn a man first, you think that really matters? Do you know what they call you, Jared? The Widowmaker. I've a harsh tongue, Jared Maddox, and then I'm always saying I'm sorry. And there's no use your being out there wanting to be in here and me in here wishing that you'd come to me.
How did you get here? This place, I mean.
After Canyon City, there was Tombstone. Then I went north to Ellsworth. That's where I met Hurd. And he brought me here.
Why do you stay?
I've used up too many places. Besides, I owe Hurd. He's kind and tender. When there's time to be kind and tender.
He left you here.
He's frightened. Terrible thing to be frightened, Jared. You wouldn't know. You don't leave a man like him much.
Come back with me.
Would you quit?
I've thought about it.
25 years and all you've got is a gun and not enough ground to throw over you.
Come back to Bannock. Laura.
I've always loved you, Jared. But I would rather have this dead land and Hurd prize than the cold waiting that I'd have with you. Do you still carry that whistle thing?
You mean the flute?
Do you?
In the saddlebag.
Play me something.